They're one game away from taking down SpaceStation, a very important game for them to push them further in this tournament, of course, but to prove to themselves, to their fans, to them, to us, that they can beat these top teams, hot teams like SpaceStation, who were, you know, looking to lock in their major qualification here today. Certainly will have more opportunities down the line, but to slow them down and to force them onto match point and a sweep here in a best of 7, that's a statement type game here for Oxygen if they can pull it together.
The runner-up of the X Games Open on the ropes in the NASCAR Rocket League 351, wow. And Gimmick gets his second goal of the series, and Oxygen's on him early.
And LJ again just chasing down Retals, and he didn't make great contact with him, but he hit him enough to let Gimmick come through and push that one home. Oxygen, the physicality, when we talked about it from SpaceStation, I was not expecting it here from Oxygen, especially on offense, to be so abrasive on those last men on the line. They've done a great job of fighting fire with fire here, and they're doing it better than SpaceStation.
Oxygen Esports now 4 minutes plus away from eclipsing the 400-point mark in the winter standings. And it would be hard to bet against them for a winter major spot. Toasty down to Gimmick, and everybody crisscrosses, but nobody makes contact as Daniel will sky this up and away. Daniel from the side. It's on target technically, but LJ has an easy clear.
Almost the inverse of what we saw from these two teams the last time they played 2 weeks ago. It was SpaceStation that came out hot. And Oxygen were able to win one game. Now SpaceStation looks to win one here, but not a second touch to come through. Toasty fakes the clear. Retals will just take it away. And now Gimmick called upon with low boost. Will just poke it away. LJ on the ball. Can't hold on to it. Or can't catch up to it, rather. And now in a tough spot, we'll blow it over to Toasty, who wants that back wall as Arsenal to clear it home.
Arsenal dunked to Gimmick, but it means very little. LJ might have a line on this. Oh, everybody just let that ball go through. Just the threat of a challenge was enough. Gimmick and LJ, they'll crisscross back and forth, but nothing there. Now Daniel, gotta add one to the highlight reel, not this time. Retals will have a look. Flip over one. What? Gimmick still makes the save from the ceiling of the goal. An angelic save keeps SpaceStation off the board.
And he was the last man standing too. LJ and Toasty got demoed. And now Gimmick will finally bite the dust. Now again a double demo comes out, but SpaceStation still can't
get the most important one.
They can't put it on target either. There's no shot coming out, no threat. Just a couple of demos. And Oxygen halfway through this game holding on.
Oxygen Esports out to prove that their performance a couple weeks ago was not a fluke. I'm sold. This is pop downfield, intercepted by Toasty. And he has been, like, we've been singing LJ's praises, of course. We've talked about Gimmick, of course, the new addition, and how he has elevated this roster. Toasty, on and off the ball, has been phenomenal. And without his defense, without his sense of urgency, just not giving SpaceStation time to do anything, this is a very different tale. Retals does score, ties up this game, and now we get into crunch time with 1:48 to go. Great feed from Arsenal as Retals equalizes.
Great first challenge by Arsenal, and then the second one to slow down LJ, and LJ really got inside of his own head, thinking Arsenal could do more with it on that back wall than he could. And a great dish out to Retals is an easy shot for him to put home. Of course, some physicality in that play as well, as Retals still chasing Oxygen players. 1.5 minutes left, and SpaceStation slowly winding up the offense. But here comes LJ. He wants to secure this win. It's not going to happen here, as Toasty will pop it up and SpaceStation to clear it out.
History not on the side of SpaceStation Gaming here. This Oxygen team, as we mentioned, has not lost this season after winning game 1. There has also never been a best-of-7 reverse sweep in North American RLCS. Daniel got other plans as SpaceStation Gaming's in front with just over a minute to go.
Daniel again being bought space by the man downfield. It was Retals this time to push Toasty out of the way. That time just a bump to spin him out. And Daniel did well to keep his composure behind the ball, trusting his teammates' call-outs, as I'm sure Retals was screaming that he had the bump. And with a minute left to play, SpaceStation trying to hang on in this series. It hasn't been pretty for them. Oxygen have certainly been a surprise, as they've been pretty comfortable here in this matchup. Previously, has not been the case today. Maybe a shot here. Retals will put it home. It's 3-1 SpaceStation.
And important, not just that it goes in for an insurance goal, but emphatically in. Upper right corner, exactly where it had to be, else LJ might have caught up to it. And Retals might have just put game 4 away and bought SpaceStation another 5 minutes here in this tournament. Toasty and Retals take each other out. They are certainly not out of the woods just yet here. Toasty will have to leave that for LJ. Gimmick trailing to the left, waiting to see what LJ does, and they forced that ball through, but fortunately for SpaceStation, well wide of the target. Toasty lobs one in. LJ might have got a piece of Retals there. It's available for Toasty, and he can't do much with it. Down to 15 seconds. That's popped away, and Toasty can't keep this in. It is a free ball for Retals and SpaceStation, and they're going to take game 4.
Yeah, that one just came out because Oxygen was really forcing the issue. Gimmick and LJ both cutting in rotation a couple times just to keep that play on the SpaceStation side. It was going to be a loss either way in the end. Oxygen, or excuse me, SpaceStation doing a good job to lock things down defensively. A 4-1 scoreline here. 8 shots for SpaceStation in this game. And I think a return to form as they finally get one on the board here. They're not going to be swept out of this one quite yet, but boy, it has been an uphill battle for SpaceStation, and it's going to continue to be that way if they're going to come back into this. Obviously, the shooting has been a lot better in that game, and I think that's been the key, because Oxygen will they'll let you have that space. They'll give that space up to you. SpaceStation, it's on them to take advantage.
We go now to Wasteland for game 5. Another must win as Gimmick makes that save off of Retals' challenge that found itself netward. Toasty drops one in front. Arsenal's waiting for it, and Toasty stayed with the play to keep SpaceStation off the board early. SpaceStation took their timeout, down 2-0 after a pair of 1-0 losses. They dropped game 3, but you could see there was definitely a change in play style, just a little bit. They were much more physical. That has persisted, and it finally, at long last, got them a dub. Now we'll see how Oxygen recovers following an L. They still have, of course, match point, championship Sunday point that they're facing here as LJ skies this away, and more importantly for them, perhaps they still have their timeout in their pocket should they need it.
Yeah, that's a crucial thing as well for Oxygen. I don't think that last game was catastrophic for them. SpaceStation just, I think, elevated their game. Oxygen certainly had opportunities to keep that one close. Now an opportunity here. LJ winning a couple challenges, still keeping it dangerous. Arsenal with low boost. Can't get after it, and everyone gets back for Oxygen, as they don't want to force the issue too early here in this game. Toasty giving help to Gimmick. We'll get the pinch as SpaceStation not really threatened here by Oxygen quite yet.
Well, this skips around, and LJ is downfield, so Arsenal had to jump in front just to drop that to the corner. Quickly played across by Retals as he can continue on, and now LJ doing all he can to control this ball, and he does so brilliantly. Only as far as midfield, though. Daniel up to the backboard, no rebound. This goes way out to LJ, and then all the way across off of Retals. Boy, the ball moving around a little faster than we're used to, even with these two teams out there. Daniel stealing, trying to drop it off for anybody. There's nobody there except LJ, who just seems to be everywhere right now in game 5.
He really is. He's zipping around the field, both offensively and defensively.
Now he's nowhere.
And he's always the first guy down the field as well. Been the point man in many attempts for Oxygen. This time again on the ball, just tossing it towards the net. And he was given a gift there if he didn't go for boost. As I don't blame him. Don't expect the opposition on the goal line to give it to you. Tough spot here, and again on the ball, sneaks away with it. Full boost, into the sky he goes. Got Toasty in front, tried to get the bump on Arsenal. Didn't come out, and Arsenal does well to push that one out. Now the quick shot from Retals is easily saved by Gimmick, and SpaceStation transitioning onto offense here.
I love how bold SpaceStation's being on offense too. And granted, I wouldn't. Look, I'm bad. I admit it. They are just diving in, going for the demo to clear things up. And then the shot like this from Arsenal as he just beats the defense on the left side, and SpaceStation are alive in game 5.
Woo, look at this shot from Arsenal, and Toasty, he knew which way to go. He was even facing the right way, but still couldn't catch back up to it. What a shot coming out from Arsenal. He talked about being bold, and that's the bold shots that you're going to need when you have space. Now Daniel on the ball has an opportunity, wants the musty. Not going to happen as LJ turns it away.
He had thrown off the Oxygen defense, but just not good enough. Oh, Toasty's got a free ball that he can do whatever he wants with, and it's blocked away by Arsenal. They were looking for Gimmick. He was coming across. Now Daniel back the other way. Arsenal can't become a factor just yet. There's LJ. Oh, he skied one up, and Daniel's got a free ball. Double on the way, and he scores.
You just can't do that, Stacks. You really can't pop that one up. And I think the pass was supposed to be intended for Toasty, but it was way too close to Daniel. And you know he's going to put away a double tap if you leave him uncontested. 2-0 up for SpaceStation, and things going very much downhill here for Oxygen. You start to think about, you give yourself self-doubt on the Oxygen side when the games start to go like this, especially when you've been on match point. SpaceStation certainly ramping up. See if Oxygen maybe put one away. Here comes LJ as he's getting a couple touches off the back wall, but still can't put one on target. Gimmicks tries to, but coming up on a minute left, and SpaceStation up by 2.
There are some of you that probably texted your friends and said, yo, RLCS is over. I'll be there in about 10 minutes. You might want to text them again and go, RLCS ain't quite over yet. I might be another 10 minutes. Arsenal to the backboard where LJ's got to try and start a counterattack. This team has been stifled over the last 10 minutes of gameplay. Toasty with full boost, but he's got to spend a lot of it on the back line, trying to slow down SpaceStation, not really moving downfield at all. This is intercepted as well, and this is a very different series than it was 10 minutes ago. Now it's SpaceStation in the driver's seat, back against the wall, no problem, as they have dominated games 4 and now 5. Now 15 seconds away from getting another opportunity. Neo Tokyo, ever so closer now, as Oxygen cannot get out of the starting blocks against SpaceStation in their closeout opportunities. Game 6, here we come.
Wow. Only one shot, maybe 2 there at the end from Oxygen. In that entire game, SpaceStation shut them down. No, it was just 1 from LJ as the stats come up.
Wild.
Only 1 coming out from LJ.
Shuts down SpaceStation Gaming to knock them out of the tournament. Take 3, lights, camera, action. We're ready to go on Neo Tokyo. SpaceStation Gaming trying to do what no North American team has done in regular season RLCS play. Toasty twirling through, gimmick shot, saved by Arsenal as well. He had to navigate through traffic, and now it's SpaceStation that has to weather the early storm from Oxygen.
That's a good start for Oxygen. It's certainly what they need. Have to find this early goal. Have to find that early mental reset as well. Dropping the last 2 games, getting this first goal is huge just for the morale of the team. And right now, having the opportunity to do so, can't get that pop over Retals. And now Oxygen back in their own corner.
Oxygen has slowed down just a little bit. Maybe a little snake bitten, maybe just a little more hesitant. And being forced to give SpaceStation a little extra respect. Toasty's not slowed down much though. He's got that ball and he's got a boost deal out of the corner. And he can actually run onto this one if not for the efforts of Daniel. This kicks out and LJ has the bank downfield right at Daniel. And they can't give him this much space. He's gonna pick him apart, but not this time.
Still some good offense, some good control here from SpaceStation. Again, very similar to the previous game. Now a double flip reset here from Daniel, and it's a shame he didn't have more boost. Could have done a little bit more there. A couple of clean flip resets with some space. Now Arsenal, pass over to Daniel again off the backboard, looking for another touch. Gimmick breaks it up. A minute and a half in, still scoreless, but SpaceStation certainly knocking on the door.
All right, Toasty defended that real well as well. Now Daniel and Retals kind of crossing in the air, and it almost opened up an opportunity for Oxygen. That word almost carries a lot of weight. Daniel to the back wall, going headhunting. Couldn't get anybody. But now Retals right back in. Trying to get anything at all in front of the Oxygen net. Make them uncomfortable, make them panic a little bit. The pressure is certainly mounting on this Oxygen squad. It's a different story when you're up 3-0 compared to now 3-2, having missed 2 opportunities to close them out. LJ right on target, all 3 in net for SpaceStation, and now they break out. Daniel pinched downfield. Arsenal will be a little slow getting there, but he's won this challenge, and not much else. Might have got a piece of a defender going by. He might have got some boost as well. He's trying to insert himself into this game, become a huge factor. This is downfield, but too slow as Arsenal catches up.
Oh, that's a great clear from Arsenal. Now he's bought himself some space. Can he bring this one down? Ran out of boost, so he couldn't do much with it. Even if he did, an Oxygen there to clean it up, throw it downfield. See if they can put something on for the offense. LJ, he's been a master in the challenges here today, winning so many crucial midfield challenges as well as offensive challenges in the final third. LJ again, just to toss it downfield. Happy to do so as SpaceStation picks it up and goes back the other way.
Oh, Gimmick shot just a little high. And that's been the one problem that Oxygen has had as the series has gone on. The shots from LJ missing just a bit high. Gimmick that time. Now Toasty denied by Arsenal. And an opportunity for SpaceStation. They jump in front here. Alarm sirens are going to go off in the minds of Oxygen players and their fans for sure. That's a great hesitation though by LJ. Doesn't have anybody to pass to, however. Now he can get one out to Toasty, and that's well defended by SSG. How about this, though? Daniel skies it up. Toasty's got a full tank of boost. He's going to use it. No, he's not. Retals took him out, and he's still in a shooting position downfield, but instead lets that go to the corner with a minute to go.
And that's what's really annoying about Retals is you can't tell if he's playing the ball or you. And a lot of times it is you, but he disguises it really nicely. At that time, Toasty thought maybe he could sneak it under Retals, but Retals didn't care about the ball. He was just going to play. No, Arsenal! What? I thought for sure Arsenal had this one. You saw the shot come through. He faked the challenge and then saw Toasty on the flip. He landed and couldn't get back to it. Arsenal out of position that time. The shot just perfect to get by with 46 seconds left.
The most unluckiest of timings. And now 40 seconds to make good on it. Retals from the wing. Another hesitation play, but it doesn't work out. Daniel, wide. Tried to get a piece of LJ. There was no shot forthcoming, though. As Gimmick plays that into the corner. There's a demo, though. Arsenal ties it! Got it right back with 25 to go!
Redemption for Arsenal, and that's great work. Great control from Retals. Look how many touches he gets on this side wall. That was 3 to keep this ball in, and the last one was a perfect pass out to Arsenal. SpaceStation are back in it.
With 25 seconds, overtime looming, Champions Field looming, and maybe some history here in North America. That corner boost left free for Arsenal to take from the Oxygen half. This drops right down. Retals to play hero denied by LJ. Down to 5 seconds before we go to overtime. Gimmick doing everything he can to get this to the ground. He can't. Daniel got Toasty. Drop down for Retals. No, LJ clears and we go to OT.
Wow. So close there for SpaceStation. Oxygen just treading water in those final seconds, but a reset here might help them. LJ, could he go the distance? Looking for the dunk, does find the backboard. Gimmick on the shot. Daniel makes the save. A huge opportunity right off the rip for Oxygen, and the defense just barely hangs on for SpaceStation.
LJ with the flip reset to just try and slow things down. Gimmick has Toasty waiting oh so patiently, and now Toasty's got to press the issue. This comes out to LJ, and Daniel recognized that. Knew he had to jump out there. Toasty may have had plans of going to the ceiling with this. Retals and Daniel, as Daniel come back off the respawn, That's good communication. Those demos, they can wreak havoc on your comms. It worked out perfectly as the first minute almost by, and both teams have had their looks. Gimmick for LJ, and Arsenal shut the door right in front.
Still lots of opportunities. The game certainly has sped up here in this overtime. Now Toasty, can he go the distance? What's the bump? This one's still a weak ball. Gimmick will take a shot. Toasty trying to play in front of Arsenal, but he gets a good clear. And SpaceStation are able to get out.
Demo, but Daniel does not get this to a teammate. Everybody spawned back in, but it's still a little chaotic down in front.
Arsenal!
Daniel Arsenal forces game 7.
Oh man, he's excited about that one. Jumping out of his chair. You can see the players are hyped, and for good reason. They're still in it. They're not going down without a fight, Stack. SpaceStation holding on, and another overtime win.
There are no timeouts left. Now it's just 60 seconds to figure out how to stop this perhaps unstoppable wave of momentum. SpaceStation Gaming, dead in the water 15 minutes ago, has forced game 7.
And at what could be a very crucial game down the line when you talk about major qualification, this could be the deciding factor between making it or not, especially for Oxygen, with the way they've been playing. Comes down to one final game, Stacks.
It does. Only the third best of 7 perfect sweep setup in North American RLCS history, but bear this in mind. SpaceStation Gaming 0-3 in Game 7s this season as we go to Champions Field now, brought to you by NASCAR. What a finish here of Day 2 of the NASCAR Rocket League 351. How many times have we been to Champions Field today? Has it been 3 now?
Something like that. And this one might be the most heart-wrenching one for either side. Oxygen, who has just played amazingly against a team like SpaceStation. And for SpaceStation, a team that has just battled back. Now an opportunity here for Toasty. He's got to slot it. Retals comes down from the backboard to make the save. Still opportunity. Retals got bumped again. And Gimmick to put it home for Oxygen. They're in the lead first.
Don't underestimate how comfortable this Oxygen team might be on this field. They brought Turbo here a little while ago. That was a reverse sweep effort, if memory serves correctly, that they shut down in Game 5. Daniel wins the kickoff cleanly here for SpaceStation, and Retals shot deflected by Gimmick, and it just goes off the bar, and it's looking very much like Game 1 as LJ makes an incredible save coming down.
Oxygen again. Oh, that's a big miss from Daniel. The defense holding strong, and now maybe an opportunity. A traded demo between Arsenal and Toasty is on the opposite side of the field, so Daniel trying to find space. Toasty to the midfield. Gimmick to pop it up for LJ. Dangerous spot here for SpaceStation. Flip reset looming. Tries to get back to it. And is not able to. A weak shot will come out from Toasty as SpaceStation tries to regroup. You look at the resume here, Stacks, for Oxygen in this bracket so far. 3-1 over version 1. Game 5 win over Envy, the one you were just alluding to. They have taken down some good teams, and they're trying to add SpaceStation to their resume. The 3 minutes, 15 seconds left. That's what they got to do to hang on.
Retals out of the corner for Arsenal, and the longtime duo does not connect on a goal yet, but they're still threatening. Oh, that falls right to Toasty, though, and a big break for Oxygen as they can clear the zone and relieve the pressure. LJ stuffed by Arsenal as he got back in a hurry. And now Toasty, a little wave dash to try and recover and go after Daniel, who ducked into the goal.
Midfield presence certainly better here for Oxygen. Slowing down SpaceStation, not letting them quickly move through that midfield. Still hasn't been perfect from them. Here's Daniel with a bit of space. Off the side wall, looking for a flip reset. Does get it, gets by 1. LJ called upon to make the save, and will do so as SpaceStation tries to collect and put something back together. Retals does a good job to beat 1. It's Toasty to clear it again.
Oh, that's a decent ball by Daniel, if not for Toasty being right there in the right place at the right time. Now this is awkward. Gimmick quickly downfield. Easy stop by Arsenal. More importantly, got that over to Daniel and did not let Oxygen set up on the offensive end. One more Oxygen goal might be crippling here. Gimmick deep into the corner. Retals playing this dangerously close to the front, and Arsenal takes over. And no panic out of SSG in Game 7.
Certainly not. Plenty of time still for SpaceStation. As Toasty doing a great job. Here comes Gimmick. It's Daniel very calmly takes this one away. To the sky he goes. Boost to work with. Arsenal getting bumped by LJ. Daniel wants the dunk. A minute and a half, or just under it. Oxygen not breaking. Bending for sure, but not breaking against this SpaceStation offense.
We've seen them score as late as 25 seconds, as was the case in Game 6. Arsenal went from maybe being the scapegoat to perhaps the GOAT. Scored the equalizer and the winner, and now Daniel coming through with a minute to go.
It's not Arsenal who's the GOAT, Stacks. It's Daniel, and what a touch here. My goodness, right through the defense, and nobody there was fast enough to close them down. A minute and 1 second left on the clock. We're tied up.
Again, it has not happened in North America in the RLCS. No best of 7 reverse sweeps. SpaceStation vying to be the first. And this is probably as close as anybody's gotten. Gimmick, though, just screening Daniel. Right on the side wall, and LJ makes a crucial save. Retals is still in position, and Arsenal was lurking if Gimmick was a little sloppy with this play. This is still dangerous in front. Toasty in an impossible spot, and Gimmick bails out Oxygen.
How did Oxygen not get scored on there? I feel like we keep asking that. Now quickly, here they are in front of the SpaceStation net. They're panicking to get this one out. 2 players chasing after it. Oxygen also double committing here in the corner. Here comes one out to LJ looking for the back wall. 10 seconds left, and SpaceStation looking to have the last laugh.
Oxygen Esports in this series, no matter what happens, has put up the worst, greatest defense of all time. Overtime in Game 7 on Champions Field. Brought to you by NASCAR. Wouldn't have it any other way.
11 shots for SpaceStation, only 3 for Oxygen. This one bounces out. Tough ball here for the defense. Toasty bites on it and uses all of his boost. Gimmick, not the best clear. This one off the back wall. SpaceStation hunting. Not going to dive onto that one quite yet, as Oxygen are able to break out.
LJ corner, Toasty, and again denied by Arsenal. Another one popped by Retals, but now Arsenal's got to play here. No, Retals got to that one too. Standing on his head, proverbially, as he keeps Oxygen off the board. Oh, just everything. Edge of your seat stuff at this point, though. Gimmick's got to race back as Retals nearly got the shot off.
Space for Arsenal to work with. SpaceStation trying to put something together. This was a free ball coming out from LJ. He'll just blast it downfield and gives possession back to Retals. Great clear from here. LJ will cut this one out.
Oh, Gimmick needs boost.
And so does LJ. He's only got 20. This one, does he poke it free? Daniel pokes it free! It's been completed! SpaceStation, a reverse sweep and a best of 7. It's Daniel again to come up clutch. And they do the impossible here in North America.
Ever since Gimmick respawned in, he was just desperately looking for boost anywhere on the pitch, and he could not find a single big pad. Nothing available, and even at the end, as he's driving off into the abyss, no boost to be found, and Daniel comes through with another clutch goal for SpaceStation, and the first North American RLCS best of 7 reverse sweep.